have some very exciting people and three very, very diverse people on the panel today. Um, and I'm gonna let in just 2 or 3 minutes. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about each one of them. Naveen is a software engineer. He has been helping a lot of people find what they want to do with their career lines, how they should be preparing for IS, and probably I'll show you his YouTube channel as well. Preeti is a very well known name for teachers who want to teach for preschoolers, and her videos have been, streamed millions of times. Shipra takes has a dance studio, if I'm not wrong, Shipra, right?
Yes, yes.
And apart from that, she streams on YouTube as well. Her number one video has been viewed 21 million times. Is that correct, Shipra?
Yes.
Yeah, me and Shashwat have a plan to look at that video and learn a few of those steps very soon. So we'll be doing that. Um,
It will
I
be
guess
fun.
we'll
It would be
yeah,
fun.
yeah. Probably in the next YouTube video live, huh? We'll do that.
Definitely.
Cool. Naveen, I want to start with you. I would want to first of all let you introduce yourself. What is your background? What made you come into this line? What were you doing before this? If you could tell everybody.
Okay, thanks, Ron. First of all, thanks all for joining, and I would say thanks to your team as well that you are putting all these efforts for the teachers and all. This is a great initiative. And regarding myself, I'm basically an engineer, so I did my BTech in 2008. Since then, I'm working for last 13 years in IT industry. So it's not like I don't like that. I like my job, pretty much, and I'm doing very well there. But in the journey, like everybody have some dream, right? So I also wanted to go into IIT, right? But I was not aware like what is IIT. So somewhere like I had a youngest brother who had the potential. So I somehow understood that mentorship is something that can help youth or teenagers or student to achieve their potential. And I was able to do it with so many kids. So I learned about it. Then I got into something called bug of cracking civil services, right? So I was able to do with some state administrative services, but I was not able to do UPSC because I had to leave it because of this some health issues. I appeared 3 times into UPSC mains as well. So when I got free from that, I thought what to do with the time, because when you are that kind of person, you want something to do with your time. And I had my learning from like my job, from this mentorship kind of thing, from UPSC and all. So I wanted a platform where I can connect with the youth, and where I can share my learning, which can help them and can give me the satisfaction as well that I'm doing something that is for the society, for the youth, or for the nation building as well. So this is how I started before around 3 years. So it has been 3 years I'm doing it, although I'm not that much active, and I would not call myself a active teacher. But yes, we have made a significant progress as well. Recently we completed 100k subscribers. So this is all. We make videos on career, on jobs, on civil services, government job preparation, on finance. These are the sections that we touch upon. So that's all about myself.
Okay. And this is very interesting to me. I was just listening to a podcast recently in which the Josh Talks ki founder was talking about this, that for a lot of people in India, this is the sort of guidance that we do not get. मतलब often at times जिनका हो जाता है, they have a भैया there who was able to guide him कि yeah देखो, this is the correct thing to do, this is not the correct thing to do. I felt this like, even though like we made it into IIT, but I did not know anybody who had made it into ID. So I did not know whether I should focus on my branch or whether I should pick the best college, what's gonna matter more, etc. And it was just such a mess.
Right.
So I totally understand this. Do you have a team that you work with this on this? Do you have some interns that help you out in doing this?
So as I told you, like I'm not that much active into this. This is my part time because my job also requires a lot of efforts. But yes, I have two younger brothers who help me with the idea that what should I do, what video we should make, because it is mostly the ideation phase, which requires a lot of efforts. Apart from that, it's video making, editing, and uploading. Main effort goes into the idea, what video you are going to make, what would be the content and all. So my brothers help me. My wife is also a YouTuber because it is because of her I got into this YouTube and all as well. So she also helps, and few of my friends are also actively involved into it. So whenever we sit, they say that ये video काम कर रहा है इस पे और बनाओ and all. So it's, you can say it's a team, not a professional team, but team of family
But there's a
members
lot
and
of
friends.
people that are helping you out.
Yes, they support my dream.
Right. That's amazing. Preeti, I really want to hear your story as well, because your story is something that I think a lot of teachers can really relate with. Similar to what Naveen's story does to me, because I'm an engineer. So Preeti, if you could share.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me here. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah. Okay. So, and congratulations to you guys, because you are doing a really great job bringing teachers together and, having them to share their journey, their struggles, or, whatever. And other teachers will get inspired and motivated by that. So, that's really good thing which you are doing. So coming to me, yes, if you see my channel, so only half of my viewer also don't know my name also. So it's just that I talk about the content, what I have to teach or what I'm doing, and what is my main intention behind the videos. So yes, for all those viewers who actually don't know me much, so today I'm going to tell you, I'm Preeti Singh. I'm basically from Bangalore, and I'm a teacher. I have worked as a pre-primary teacher for 4-5 years, and now I'm a primary teacher. And yes, I was a banker. I worked in a bank more than 7 years, and that was a multinational bank. And yes, after I got married, I thought I should take a break, because as soon as I finished my graduation, I started working. So there was no gap anywhere. So I took a break. Then I had my son. And after, during that time, we were in UK. So when we came back, it was like, put him to school. So when I went to school, I just casually asked that, okay, do you have any opening for teachers? And I was like, let me try if something works. So it was not like my intention or very conscious decision that I'm going into teaching, but maybe that was the calling that I just asked that. And so I was offered assistant teacher for pre-primary, and within a month the teacher whom I was assisting had to leave due to some reason, and then I was asked to be main teacher. And that was the main challenge, because I didn't know anything about teaching. What we had seen when we studied in school, it was like very normal. We had never heard of anything like lesson plans and planning in advance and preparing. And in generally, if you see, people will think, okay, pre-primary teacher, you go to the classroom, you say A, B, C, D, and your work is done. But actually, that's not the thing. There is a lot of planning goes behind it. So I got into teaching, and then I did a course from CIDTL, which is Cambridge International Diploma in Teaching and Learning. After that, it was like, yes, I'm getting serious for this. So I did B.Ed also. I cleared CTET, I cleared KRTET just in case if I want to apply for a government job. But yeah, so now it's like I'm working for international school, and uh, my thing is like when I started teaching, that was the point actually I started learning from beginning. Like when I was in school or college, it was like, just you are preparing for exams, you are not actually studying, you are not actually learning with passion. But when I became teacher, I actually became a learner, then a teacher. So I started learning with children, and then I realized, okay, I got into teaching, so I know so many things now. And there will be a lot of teachers, there will be a lot of parents who will not have this opportunity, like because of lack of time or maybe lack of resources, that they can teach their children, or maybe they can fill in that gap which due to like we had in our generation, how we studied and how studies are now. So just to fill that gap, I thought I should do something about it. And in that way, like I was going through the YouTube channels, and then I was like, okay, when this person can do, this person can do, why don't I try? So that's how I started the YouTube channel, like just to share what I have learned. It's nothing like, I don't share anything which I have not done or I have not experienced it. So everything what I share is based on my experience or what I have learned during the classes and teaching children. So that's about my YouTube channel. And recently I have started my website also, to share whatever resources I'm making for my children, to share that with other parents and teachers who can make use of it. Yeah,
Okay.
that's all about it.
I need to before I think because of all your modesty, I now feel like showing every people, everybody who's out there. I feel like showing your YouTube channel. Can you guys see this? This is Naveen's channel. In his Naveen, I'd want you only to talk a little bit more about this. How did you get to like 100k subs, and this is like a whole bucket of content that you've spoken about. Tell me more about this.
So see, like as Preeti said, like this, all that you see on the screen is all about the experiences that I have shared. This first video that you can see, 10 golden rules of success in share market. This is like when I lost 2 lakh rupees in share market, and I and my brother were just at home, and we were discussing that what is the learning from that. So we made a video, and I still remember this is the video which took my most of the effort. Like it took entire one day, and happily like it has most of the views as well, 3.5 lakh, right? So
Right.
other videos like how to become scientist in ISRO and all, because these are something like when somebody has done graduation, especially in science or technology, this is the most esteemed job, ISRO, DRDO, BAR. So this is also a very simple video. So I was once sitting with one of the friend who is a scientist into ISRO, and I had discussion, and then I made a video. So similarly, like IFS officer, like my own experience and all. NASA astronaut, if you see one of the video, like a lot of kids will talk about how to become a NASA astronaut, right? But neither parents nor kids realize that it's not an easy job to become astronaut. You can become a space scientist, but NASA astronaut is like thinking you will become prime minister of the country, right? There would be a mission after 10 years and only 2 people will go. So that would be, that would not be realistic that you think I will become astronaut. Somewhere like mentorship should be like that kids are having realistic expectation. Okay, somebody can become, but how much, is the possibility, how many vacancies are there, and when does opportunity come, what is the real requirement and all. So all these things were discussed after complete research. So this is all about what I learned and made the video. So you could see like all my videos. If you see, these are not latest videos. You will see I made before 3 years, 2 years. So what
Right.
all the videos which I make, I don't look at trending topics and all.
Right.
So most of the videos are still performing because these are the videos which are relevant today, were relevant yesterday, and will remain relevant tomorrow. So this is the kind of viewership that I have. If you look at my
Right.
latest videos, they would be having 500 views, 1000 views. But if you are going to look after 1 year, those will touch 50,000. So this has been the pattern of my channel. A lot of my
Right.
friends and suggestions which come that you are having 1 lakh subscribers, but your latest video is having only 500 views. But I know this has been the pattern of my channel. I know like how many total views I'm getting. So everybody like learn when they enter into this process, and you should not copy others. You should get the inspiration from others, but don't try to copy others. Have your own journey, learn from others, have your original content. This is also very important because sometimes
Right.
people see that this video is getting 1 lakh views in 5 days, and obviously the money that come is associated directly with the number of views. So people get fascinated by that topic, but ultimately you will get success only when you make the videos which come from your experience.
Right.
So
Right.
this is what
Right.
I learned from my own journey. So
Right.
one more thing, like you will see that it has happened that I made video continuously for 2-3 months, but then there was a duration of 2-3 months where I did not make even a single video. So that is also a learning. So that was fine for me because I am having an active job, and this is
Right.
not primarily my source of income. This is just a dream that I'm following on, and I should have been active because it could have put me at different level. But
Right.
that's okay. Learning should be for the future. It should not be for the doing of some kind of regret. So
Right.
that's all about this.
This is Preeti's channel. This is about preschool teaching. It's called Preeti's. I think this is why Preeti would probably feel that people don't remember my name. But although she's got 2.7 million views on her most popular. Preeti is Are You Frozen? I think probably that is what is happening. And this is Shipra's dance class. This is the one that I was talking about, and this is the one that I was the most excited to hear. 21 million views. This is not an easy feat. So, like, seriously, claps from all of us. This is like I'm really excited to hear about your story. So please tell us about how did you start? When did you start? What do you do apart from this?
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot, Rohan, for the appreciation, and first of all for having me here. Like what you are going to do, what you have started, it's really impressive. So, and about me, so I think I want to talk about Chum Chum first, as you mentioned that it has been reached 21 million, right? So you won't believe this video I shot. It was my wedding anniversary and I was still working, and I recorded this video. I still remember clearly that it was recorded around 11 p.m. in the night.
This is happening at 11 p.m. in the night.
Yes, this is happening in the 11 p.m. in the night. This is when you and your student live in the same society. So this is what happened.
So where do you live?
So currently, okay, I'm gonna start from the beginning. So basically, I'm from a very small town. It's nearby Agra. It comes in the district Agra. So, and currently I'm living in Bangalore. So one thing I want to say that I got married at the age of 20 in between my graduation. So it was definitely a roller coaster ride. It was not easy, starting something after the marriage, and that too you haven't even completed your graduation, right? So yeah, I got married at early age because of my father's health condition, and then I completed my graduation. After that, lucky me having my mother-in-law, so she pushed me harder. Just do something. Yeah, don't sit at home like this. You can do, something. So she was pushing me to do something in the field of job. Like I can do something in terms of job, like But I was like, I think I can do much better in the creative field. So yeah, and I love
So
kids. I love dancing.
you knew how to dance before, from before? Have you
Yes.
taken some sort of lessons when you were young?
Yeah, that's true. I had interest in dance since beginning because in my home, my sister used to dance a lot. So yeah, I used to watch her and I used to learn from her. And apart from her, I have also, learned Kathak for maybe couple of years. And then I learned Bollywood dance. It was a small institute in my town. So from there I learned. And I to be honest, I would thank to my teachers till now, and I'm still in touch with them because the most important thing is the base, right, which teachers gives us. So yeah, I would like to thank my teachers first of all because I am here. It's maybe because of them, because they taught me the base, they taught me the honesty, they taught me the they created my whole I would say foundation. So yeah, I have
Right.
learned dance in the in my however, I did not thought that I would take dance classes. Yeah, I wanted to do something in the creative field. I always wanted to be a teacher because I love kids, to be honest. So when my mother-in-law, asked me to, do something, then this was the first idea which came into my mind that, okay, I love, teaching. I love kids, then mix them together. So I'm gonna teach kids the dance. So till here, it was going all smooth. I completed my graduation and my family was with me, like they really supported me. After, when I decided that, okay, I'm gonna teach dance, then start the real struggle that I did not know how to promote my how to promote my classes, and how am I, going to collect the students, how people will know that I am taking classes. So for like maybe first 2 months, there were only 2 kids in my classes. I used to.
And when was this?
It was approximately 5-6 years ago now.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
that's around the time you also started the YouTube channel, or that's around the time
No,
that you started the class?
no. I haven't started the YouTube channel in the beginning. I not I did not even thought that I'm gonna start a YouTube channel, to be honest. So yeah. So when I started, the classes, and then there were very few people who knows about my classes. So I thought, let's do some publicity. And the first thing people think is कि अरे यार 2 बच्चे आ रहे हैं, ये कैसे सिखाएगी, So that's when I thought कि okay, let's make a YouTube channel so that I can upload a video of my students where people can see कि how I'm teaching, and then they can get the relief कि हाँ ठीक ठाक सिखाई लेगी. So that's how I created this YouTube channel. And then somebody came to me in my society. I was just walking around in the park, so somebody came to me and they were like, can we dance? Like she was maybe 55 plus, so she asked me, Shubhra, can we dance at this age? Can I dance with this body? I was like, why not? And that's how I got the inspiration of Easy Dance Steps. I mean, I took the title Easy Dance Steps so that they know that anybody can dance, and that's how I started, creating the videos with easy and basic dance which anyone can do.
Right. Is this that was that the thought that when you were recording Chum Chum? Because I that is the reason I even played it. Like the video is so simple and the video is so apt that I absolutely wanted to play it. And sorry if it coincided with your talking, but I just really wanted people to be able to see it.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking, that when I'm dancing, when people see this video, they don't see it as a entertainment purpose, okay, कि हाँ YouTube खोला है time pass हो जाएगा. They should see it as a dance class. So yeah, so like they should not think यार ये तो बहुत tough है, we cannot do it, and it's not our cup of tea. It's not like that. Dance is just like, what should I say? It's an expression of your feelings, right? So you should enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah.
And you started this channel about
2000. Yes, it's been 4 years. Around, I think I uploaded my first video in 2017.
Do you ever feel like there would come a time wherein you would just see so much potential with YouTube that you'd only do that and not take your dance classes, or do you want to always be taking your dance classes?
Okay, so to be honest, I never thought that YouTube is gonna be my single, source, because I agree that it has a lot of potential. I totally agree, but where I am today, it's more because of my classes. I started this channel as my dance class, so I cannot miss them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So my classes will always, gonna be there. I will always be the dance teacher first, and then the YouTuber.
That's a beautiful thought. I really like to think that way. So we're going to come in a little bit at the since we've heard a little bit about all of you. I'd want to come to the sort of the next section of it, and maybe talk about a little more direct questions. There's a lot of teachers who during this point like I don't think any of you started during the pandemic, or all of you started sort of much before it. But there's a lot of teachers and there's a lot of people who are right now considering, I'm sitting at home, should I take up YouTube seriously? What do I need to do first? What do you think is the most initial motivation that you should have to make YouTube videos? And if that is not there, then you shouldn't do it. Shipra, maybe you can take that question.
Okay, so in my opinion, what I have realized, in these 4 years, that first thing which you need is dedication. You literally need a lot of dedication. It's not a one-day job. And second thing which you need is consistency. You cannot, let it go. Like, abhi pehla video dala, and you are expecting ki, okay, the very next day it's gonna be viral, and the very next day of that you're gonna receive 1 lakh rupee cash, or maybe 1 lakh rupees check. It's not like that. So you have to be hardworking, dedicated, and consistent. Matlab, if you have started a YouTube channel, then you should be constantly uploading the videos, regardless of the views and subscribers. Don't look at the numbers.
And consistently means what? Like once every month, twice every month?
However you feel like. However you feel like, how much time they have, how much time they can, give. Like earlier, I used to upload 1 video in a month, and then when I got comfortable in it, when I got confident about it, then I started 1 video per week. And thanks to this pandemic, my classes were not, like physical classes were not there. So I used to upload 3 videos in a week.
3 videos in a week.
Yeah, so it's all about consistency. You can count your time, how many times in a week or maybe in a month you can upload. Just stick to the target, just stick to the calendar.
Got it.
Yeah.
Is that the same with you also, Preeti? That what you would say is needed to start?
Yeah, for this, if there are some teachers who are planning to start their YouTube channel, so what I would suggest, there is no good time or bad time. Whenever you want, you can start it. So if you have some ideas, please go ahead and start your channel. If you keep thinking, you will just waste time. You will be just, keep on thinking only. So if you have ideas, just note it down. And before actually you start your videos, don't even think like, I have to be perfect from my first video itself. It's okay. On the way, you will learn it. So at least you try, you make a video and put it on YouTube. Then, and as Shipra said, from the day one, it will not go viral. So it's not like, comedy video or such thing, because educational videos are not that popular. And especially if I relate to my videos, which are specifically for pre-primary or maybe primary, so such videos people watch, but very less. And more videos you'll upload, there are chances that your videos will start picking up. So consistency, as Shipra is mentioned, it's very important. You can have one video in a week, you can have 2 videos in a week, or maybe fortnightly you can put monthly. So but that consistency has to be there, because then only YouTube algorithm will start picking up your videos and start recommending. And yes, if you are planning to start, please make a list of few topics and do your research if if it is required. And because it shouldn't happen like you make one video and for the next you don't have any content. So how will you make it? So have the list of things, like if I do this, there are at least 5 to 10 ideas at least you should have, and keep uploading them on a regular basis. And other than that, there are few, when you are new, actually, you will start getting comments like subscribe my channel, sub for sub, and all those things. Please don't fall into it. There are, groups on Facebook also, like, YouTube subscriber channel, something and all will be there. Those are like inactive subscribers you'll get. You may complete your 1000 subscribers, but your watch hours of 4000 hours will not get completed because of that, because those people are not going to watch your videos. So go for organic subscribers. That may take time. If I share my thing, I would say I started in August 2019. My first video was on 2nd of August, and I completed 100 subscribers after 6 months. And by then I had uploaded around 46 to 47 videos. So you can imagine how much time it took. From that time, in April, I completed 1000 subscribers. I think April or May. So another 2-3 months. And you won't believe that was like April 2020, I completed 1000 subscriber, and March 21, I had 1 lakh subscribers. So consistency does work. Second thing is, like Shipra was mentioning, you do your research, you take inspiration. I think Naveen was also mentioning that. Be original. Don't just copy whatever is trending, because you may find such videos like, you will look at the video and you're like, what is there in the video? But it's trending. It's going in lakhs. In just a week, it is like, going 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs and all that. But please don't go for that, because that would have worked for that person. That's not necessary, because that your new YouTube channel is there and it will work for you also. So yes, you take inspiration. If you have an idea, go and search what kind of videos are there on that particular idea also, and just see what different you can do, how different you can present it, or what variation you can bring into. And one last point again I want to say, initially when you are starting, don't get stuck to one niche. If you're trying a channel, if you're opening a channel, try different things. You never know which thing will work. And if you see my channel, initially I had started, tips for parents, then, phonics, then I had did some, short essays for children. So different things you try, you never know which video will get picked up. And because of one video, your channel will go up. So never get stuck to only one idea. Initially, you have freedom. Nobody is going to say anything. It's your channel. However, whatever content you want to put, please keep uploading and keep trying different things. Yeah.
So you said that one video might completely change it. So was it the
Yes.
standing line, sleeping line video, the one that has gotten 2 million?
Yeah, that was the video actually, because that started picking up. Yeah, one more thing, how you are, giving the title also matters, because that video I had put, and after 1 month, what I did, I changed the title. As soon as I changed the title, the video picked up, and within
Okay.
like 4-5 days, I saw the different. It has only 200 or 300 views, and then it went into thousands. So it just picked up, and because of that video, people started coming to my channel and seeing other things also.
And
Right.
that worked for
right.
me also.
Like
The
changing
title
the
thing is-
how do you know that you've got a good title like now? So you've made so many videos. How do you get to know now that okay, this title is going to work?
You asking me or
Shipra, you can answer.
yeah?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I-
Any one of you can answer.
No, my idea is very simple. Like, it's just Shipra's dance class, so I focus on easy and basic dance steps. And earlier, I think I uploaded a video with just with the song name, okay, dance for this song. And then I thought that they are easy steps, because I was getting comments like कि अरे ये तो बहुत slow dance है, ये कोई dance है. Then I was like, okay, let me just get it clear that it's easy dance step, so it's for beginners. So that's how I explained it in the title as well as in the description, that they are the easy and basic dance steps for beginners. So I'm carrying that with my every video.
Okay. What about you, Preeti? How do you now decide for the title?
I just go by like whatever I'm teaching in that particular video, I put that. If it's about writing, or if it's about reading, or if it's about CVC words, sight words, so I go by those particular things, because that's what the parents will be searching. Other thing what we try, like when you go to Google, you type there in the search, then you will see how to teach kids. Then after that you will see what exactly is there, so you can pick up ideas from there.
Okay.
So what is the first thing coming in your search when you are typing it?
Right. Well, what about you, Naveen? You must be doing some sort of SEO thing, I feel.
Yes, one thing is like you're on YouTube analytics, because like as Preeti said, I also believe that initially you can try with 3-4 things where you have experience, so you don't know which things can get picked up, and you might think that this is something where I can make more videos. So your YouTube analytics also suggest you that these are the tags or these are the titles which are working for you, and you are already making content on that. So you can make your future video titles also based on that. That is also one thing. You can have, there is one tool that I sometimes use. I think it is called TubeBuddy something.
TubeBuddy, yeah.
Yes. So using that, so everybody knows who is working in your domain and doing good, right? So you can look at their videos, don't copy the video, but look what tags they are using, right? On the tags as well, you can see which tag or which title ranked where, right? It will show you number 1, number 2. This is how you develop your understanding, and after some time even you might not have to use the tool. So this is all about understanding when you get
So
into the journey.
so choosing the tags is also pretty important, I'm guessing.
Yes, don't use that mistake, but tags bring your viewers to your videos. That is also important.
So
Suppose
where do you
yes.
how do you get to know what sort of hashtags or tags should you be using when you're posting your video?
So suppose I want to make a video how to become IAS officer, right? So you just go into the YouTube search bar, or you type how to, so it will show you how many how to are searched by different viewers, or you type IAS officer, it will give you, so many other titles into the drop down. So this, you can have a look at other top videos. When you do sort by views, you get an understanding. Apart from that, you can have at Google Analytics also you can use about that particular topic. and TubeBuddy you can use. There must be other tools as well. I haven't used something called Video Queue, something is there. I haven't heard that, not sure, but TubeBuddy I have used in past.
Okay. What does it look like in the life of a YouTuber? Like Shipra, you are right now recording 3 videos per week. So like at what point do you think it's better to record in the morning, or do you prefer to record it at night, or how does it look like? What does your schedule look like?
Okay, Rohan, so for that it depends where I am. If I am here in Bangalore, and here also it depends what I'm recording. So I upload 3 types of videos. One is my dance performance. The second thing is tutorial of that dance performance, and then third thing comes is like 5 basic dance steps and maybe dance moves and maybe shuffle and things like that. Okay, so if I'm recording a tutorial, any kind of tutorial, then I would choose, either in afternoon, like around 1 to 4, or maybe in the late night, because it will be quiet at that
Right.
time. And if I'm, recording a performance, then I choose more like evening 6 o'clock or maybe 7 o'clock, because at that time in my apartment, the lights, gets perfect. So, and if I'm in my native, then also the same, for tutorial, the same thing applies, because in my native, there is a lot of noise, So I choose maybe 1 to 2 in the afternoon, otherwise late night, like around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, where everybody is sleeping, including the dogs.
Yeah, so nobody is going to make any noise.
Yeah,
I get that.
so
So I'm guessing you don't do any YouTube lives or something. Like a lot of teachers compare this, that should I just go live or should I record a video first? And what do you think about that?
in the beginning, what I have experienced, like in the pandemic only, I have started going live, never before that. So I would say just start making videos, get the confidence, and after that go to live sessions. Definitely brings out some new subscribers, definitely, but it's a little risky for a new YouTuber, as you sometimes may get confused and things, you sometimes may get too much nervous, and people get that immediately. And moreover, YouTube is a place where you get a lot of appreciation, at the same time you get a lot of hate comments. So I would say in the beginning, just go with the video, upload videos, and when you get the thick skin about the hate comments, when you think कि अभी मेरे को कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, then you can go live, because in live you cannot control the comments.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and one more thing actually I want to add, if you are really planning to start, or maybe you planning to create a YouTube channel, then do not invest too much. Invest your time, invest your brain, your energy, but do not invest money in the beginning, because you're not getting anything in the return.
Right.
Then you'll
Right.
start on from that channel, then you can start investing little by little. Do not, actually I heard quotation somewhere, do not put your all eggs in one bucket. So
Right.
do not invest at just beginning. You never know what's the future.
Right.
Yeah.
There's one question, Preeti, that a lot of teachers have, which I want to direct towards you. Many of them will say that I'll have to get studio equipment, green screen, and possibly a better laptop, and whatnot. What do you say about that? Like,
For that, I would say from the time I have started my channel till date, I record my videos only on the phone. I edit only on the phone, and I upload through the phone. So you don't need any expensive equipments or laptop or any such thing. If you have your phone, make maximum use of it, because whatever phone we are having, most of us are having smartphones these days. So we use hardly for just going through the Facebook, YouTube and all that. So instead of doing that, let's make use of your phone you have nice camera and speakers and all that. That is all is required. So the most valuable thing will be like, what is your idea, how you're presenting it, and that you will learn how to improve yourself in your journey. So don't worry about it. If you don't have laptop, if you don't have lightings, you don't have mic, that's okay. Just go ahead with your phone. Don't wait for it.
For all the 300, 400, 500 people who are listening right now, I would like to repeat that Preeti ma'am is only using her phone to record, edit, and upload. So anybody who's sitting on Amazon saying that what, jab paisa aega to I'll start a YouTube channel, that's not what you should be doing. That's absolutely not. Do you guys also maintain your presence on other platforms like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or what about you, Preeti? Do you do that?
I was not doing it, but recently I have started on Instagram, where I'm slowly putting up daily whatever I'm doing while teaching my daughter. So I'm putting there, because for each and every small thing, you can't make a video, and that takes longer time actually. Writing down your ideas, then recording the video, and then editing. So it looks like to viewers like okay, she's just sitting in front of camera and just talking and putting it, but actually the process behind it takes a lot of time and energy, and sometimes you really get frustrated, as Shipra was saying, noise pollution around us. So that makes it difficult, because if you start in the morning, there will be somebody's cooking, so you hear the cooker whistling there. Afternoon is the best time, because most of the people will start take rest that time, and evenings and nights you will hear something and all. So it's little difficult, and especially when you are doing on the phone, because your phone doesn't have that noise cancellation. So that time you have to find a time when other things are little silent and you can record the video. So other platform, that's what other than that, I have started my website, which that's the second thing, then my YouTube channel, and third thing is Instagram.
So you're completely focused on Instagram now, or not so much?
Yeah, now I am, yes. I try to put at least 2-3 posts in a week.
Okay. What about you, Naveen? Do you maintain any such thing? Do you maintain on Twitter or LinkedIn?
So primarily I am on YouTube only, but recently for consultation purpose, like some of the students want to have consultation, so I direct them to Instagram, because it's better there. We can have audio discussion, so that is of next level, and it's tough to maintain the discussion in YouTube comments as well. So at Instagram chat section, it could be one-to-one, and there is privacy as well for both the persons.
Okay. What about you, Shipra? Do you maintain something? Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram? Instagram, so I'm sure you must be doing it. Like for dance, it's amazing.
So basically, my first focus is always, my dance classes, and my most of the time goes on YouTube, because I reply as much as I can. Like most of the comments I reply, like I personally reply. It's not depends on anyone else. So I reply to them, and the recording, editing, like each and everything. So my most of the time goes over there. Second thing, my dance classes, and then I work on Instagram. But I mean, I try to be active on Instagram, but not as much as on YouTube.
Okay, not as much on YouTube.
Yes.
I wanted to. This was the I think probably the most fanciest question that I wanted to ask. What does it look like for monetization and for sponsorship? What does it look like after you reach 100K subscribers and more? How does it happen?
Okay, so if you're asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
So after reaching 100K subscriber, the very first thing which I celebrated was my silver play button. Like I was just shouting, like I was shouting, like literally I was shouting, and I was running over there, and my all the neighbors, they opened the door and they were like, "Kya ho kya gaya, Shipra? Are you okay?" It's like, what? What is wrong with you? I was like, here I have my silver play button. So, but because of pandemic, I could not celebrate it as I wanted to. But yeah, I shouted a lot.
Okay, so this was in 2020, or
Yes.
when was this?
Yes, I received my silver play button around maybe March 2020 or maybe April 2020. I actually forgot the counting, but yeah, somewhere in the pandemic, in the lockdown. So, and apart from that, about sponsorship and monetization, definitely it feels good here. पैसे किसको बुरे लगते हैं, right? So it feels good that I'm doing what I want to do, and as well as I'm making something out of it. I mean, I'm running my home with that which I love to do. It's not like कि जो मुझे पसंद नहीं है वो करके मुझे earn करना पड़ रहा है. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and I can earn with that. So it definitely
Right.
feels good.
So is there some minimum level needed for you to monetize your content? What does or somebody with say 5,000, 10,000 subscribers can also start monetizing?
So basically, YouTube has its own policies. When I started my channel, the minimum thing was 100 subscribers and 1,000 views. Now it is 1,000
Okay.
subscribers and 4 lakh minutes of watch time on your whole channel. Earlier it was just 1,000 views, no matter how you're getting it. Like in 30 seconds, YouTube counts 1 view, right? So if you will play a video like 30 seconds, then just stop it and then play it again, and that's how you get the 1,000 views. And I think YouTube get to know this, that Indians are pretty much brilliant. They are utilizing it. So that's how they, maybe that's why they changed the policies. Now it's 1,000 subscribers and 4 lakh watch time. So this is the monetization for you in the terms of YouTube. Okay, but in my personal opinion, you cannot earn through YouTube until you have millions of subscribers and millions of views on your every video. For me, what I have felt is you earn most of the things with your maybe classes if you are taking, or the sponsorship. Sponsorships is the more major income of any YouTuber, if you'll see. So, and for
Okay.
that, it's not like कि इतना minimum होना चाहिए. It's more like how popular your videos are. They don't look at the subscriber base. Sponsors, they mostly look at the views and the popularity of your channel and the videos.
So do you associate yourself with some companies that can manage your sponsors, or do you go to them directly?
Not till now. I am not associated with any sort of like, especially regarding the advertisement and sponsorship, there is no such company I'm associated with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same for you, Preeti. You don't like if some sponsor has to reach out to you, they do so directly.
Yeah, I do get emails for sponsorships and all that, but it's like if something is actually worthwhile, or it's worth talking about, then only I do. And till date, if you see, I have not done much. I have done only one, which I really felt the books were really good. Otherwise, I don't take sponsorship, because you get lots and lots of products which may not resonate with your channel. So it's just for money, you can't do that, because credibility of your channel will not be there if you just go for for money. You are going and you are just promoting some products. So for me, if you say monetization part and all, yeah, as Shipra said, you need to have 1,000 subscribers and actually 4,000 hours of watch time. So that actually takes a lot of time. If you are starting an educational channel, you need to be really patient, because that will take longer time. You may get your 1,000 subscribers faster, but getting 4,000 watch hour will take a long time. If your videos are like short, if your videos are like half an hour and all, still And another thing is, like, if your video is like 8 minutes, the trend on YouTube will be like people will watch out of 8 minutes, 1.5 minute, 2 minutes, not more than that. That will be your average of watch time. So you can imagine how much time it will take for you to reach those 4,000 watch hours.
And
And
that too in
earnings-
12 hours. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
And that too in 12 months.
Yeah. So that has to be in last 365 days, 4,000 watch hours. So people who think that it's not to say that, okay, you should not start, you should start, you will learn a lot while doing all these things. And yes, but from the day one, please don't keep your goal of earning, because earning will come very later stage you'll reach there. So yeah, sponsorship depends how you want to go about it. You looking only for money and you just accepting whatever comes your way, or you actually want to keep that credibility, you want to keep your subscribers front, not like actually your viewers who are actually spending time and not giving them anything and everything what you're getting.
So since yours is an educational channel, I wanted to ask you this. If right now comes a teacher to you who says, I'm trying to understand which type of content should I be making, is there any straight answer this is how you should go about it, or this is how the structure should be, these are the things you should try, or this is how you can find out that which of the topics are trending?
If somebody is starting the channel and asking for content, first thing will be, please look back, what are you good at? So suppose you are a science teacher, go ahead with that. If you are a primary science teacher, there will be so many things which you can teach children. Please go ahead with that. Whatever expertise you have, whatever field you are working in, please start with that. It should not be like, you are a science teacher, but because something is trending on the YouTube and you start with that. Please don't do that, because that authenticity will not come and viewers will not be able to connect with you. And if they don't connect, they will not subscribe to you.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I'm done with most of my questions. If there's any of the questions that the attendees want to ask, I'd like to take them up. They don't have a lot of time, so please be quick. We don't want to be wasting their time. So if there's any question, please write down. And if you don't, then I have 50 more questions that I want to ask. I'll just be going ahead with that.
Rohan, if you don't mind, I want to add something for new YouTuber, or if maybe someone wants to, create a YouTube channel. For, there is one tip which I have realized that worked for me really good. That is, whenever I am shooting a tutorial or maybe any sort of video, whenever I'm recording it, I never think that I'm recording it and there is a camera in front of me. I think that, okay, there are students in front of me and I'm talking directly to them. So whenever I explain a dance step, I include each and everything, like literally including how your eyes should go, how your fingers should move, how your legs will move. Okay. And I always think that they don't know anything about dance and I'm gonna make them dance. So I really think कि मेरे लिए ये चीज़ बहुत अच्छे से work किया है. And I would suggest कि you should also think that there are people who are watching you. So just imagine that there are students in front of you. Then you will be able to give your 100%.
Connect better.
Yes, like Preeti said, if the audience will not connect with you, they will not subscribe. So people should
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
We were also talking about stage fear in the start of this, that how do you feel just before you're going to maybe record a video or do something, do you guys face that problem even today? I want to ask Naveen first, do you still face that before recording a video you're like, okay, what do I do first?
Yes, so a lot of time it happens that although with experience you become better, but you are not best, right? And best will not come. Don't think about perfection. Just start. Okay. So when I started my YouTube journey, I started with videos where I was not showing my face. I was not comfortable. I was not having the proper space as well, to be honest. So, and to be honest, like as Preeti said, today I'm doing it with camera, not with camera, with my mobile, right? So that time I was not having proper mobile as well. Okay, so I used to record videos, then I will show to some of the friends, family members. They will show कि तुम्हारी आँख सही नहीं दिख रही है, and you are not connecting. तो ठीक है, we will take that feedback positively, and you keep improving, because taking feedback, especially when it is for your improvement, is very important. So you keep doing it. Apart from that, learn from that. Whenever you are making a video, just have your content ready. There should be a structure. So suppose I'm going to make a video 5 minutes, I should look at it as 5 videos or 5 sections of 1 minute each. It will make my life easier. Otherwise क्या होता है कि like I keep speaking, or whenever I am interacting with real human beings, तो वहाँ पे there is some kind of normalcy, right? But when you are making a video, you are sitting idle in a room, doors are closed, you feel bored, right? So what happens, camera is there, after 2 minutes you will feel like, am I being interactive, am I doing good? Sometimes a lot of time it happens even today that I stop my videos 5-6 times after recording of 4 minutes, and then I see theek to tha, but why did I stop? Because I myself felt that there would not be that much touch. So, but what works for me is that making proper structure, I put it in front of myself and then work on it. But obviously nervousness will always be there. We just need to work on it. We are human beings, right? We all are learning. We learn something, we are learning, we will learn tomorrow as well. So if you look, like you were talking about Shipra, right? That there is some video which got more than 2 crore views. But at that point of time, you also need to say that she has made more than 200 videos. And there are videos where she might have put more efforts and she feels that 10,000 views bhi nahi aaye.
Very true.
Right?
It happens every day.
It happens, right? So to all the teachers, like I would say only one thing. I conducted a workshop in Ajmer for 50 teachers. There were some school teachers, actually they approached me because they know I run a YouTube channel. So a lot of school teachers were facing issues with their Zoom classes. Some of teachers wanted to go online. There were some institutes, coaching institutes who were running offline classes and they wanted to go online. So everyone was facing challenges. So somehow I got involved into one project, and I ran a workshop with 3-4 of with my other knowns, and in 1 month they were at different level. See, one thing you need to understand is that you are a teacher. Okay, when you are a teacher, you already have a content
Right.
आपके पास already है, right? You are teaching something. It could be in notes format. You go to your school, you go to your coaching institute, whatever it could be, you go prepared. What is changing is the format. Now is the culture of video. Now suppose I say don't go on YouTube, but still in this pandemic, you are doing your work from home and you are teaching through Zoom, through YouTube and all, right? You are making video. Like my kid is in LKG. So what happens, like on first day I saw like they were running this Zoom class, and I said they don't know how to run Zoom class. So I gave them some suggestion. After 5 days, 6 days, the class was normal. Teacher also said that we are also new. And now when sometime like I see that, I say to my kid that don't join the Zoom online classes for 2 days because it's not good for your eyes as well. 4 hours each day I take break. I say take break. So they upload videos as well. Zoom classes are getting recorded and they upload videos as well. They upload on video their YouTube channel. So what I mean to say, you are a teacher, you have the content, so give it a video format. Try to learn from YouTube. There would be so many videos which can teach you how can you start what tools you can use. In case you have less time, in case you are facing more challenges, you can get in touch with someone, you can learn it. It would be 1 month, right? And a teacher does not need lesson on that, right? Because this is the same thing you say every day to your students, right? So, and don't expect so much in starting, because you are already earning from somewhere. You are not full-time YouTuber. And remember in one mind that if you are doing something for your own, आप कुछ बड़ा करने जा रहे हो, which would be there for your life. स्कूल आज आप पढ़ा रहे हो, छोड़ सकते हो. Might be you have, you know, one day feeling कि अब मुझे ये कोचिंग पे भी नहीं जाना है. But एक YouTube चैनल जो आपने 4 साल में 5 साल में, if you have built it, it is your own. It will give you some satisfaction. It will give you some visibility. And let me give you one example. One of my friend's wife did B.Ed and she was looking for some opportunity. She was very good into teaching and all. So I said to my friend that you start a YouTube channel. So everybody would be hesitant in the starting. So somehow she started after a lot of pushing and all. Till date, she has uploaded 50-60 videos. Although she has not made good progress on YouTube, but that got her visibility. And now she is one of the topmost school in Jaipur. Right? Lot of, you know, other opportunities will come to you.
That's true.
It's not only about YouTube. You don't know when success will come to you. You just need to work.
Yeah.
It's like Rohan is an entrepreneur. He need to put his energy, right? He need to work hard. He don't know it will work on 2 years or 5 years. His
Right.
duty is to work, right?
Right.
And one more thing, like a lot of teachers might be thinking that whom to approach if I want to learn about YouTube. Do it yourself. We never went to any college to learn about YouTube, right? We did ourselves. Similarly, you can do on your own, or you can find someone, right? Like I'm sitting in this webinar today, neither Rohan nor Alekhya nor Shashwat know me, right? When I completed my 100k subscribers, my younger brother, who is friend of Shashwat, right? My brother, put a WhatsApp status, and Shashwat was very alert on that who is doing what. He just take a note of it, right? And contacted my brother. Oh, do you know this person? He said, he's my brother, right? And he got interacted with me because he has purpose, right? And that purpose is doing something for the teachers. So when you have a purpose, you will find the people and you will do it. You don't know when it will work, but you need to work. It's your duty. That's all from my end.
Nobody taught Shashwat to be alert at that point of time. It's just what you want to do.
Right.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. There's also one more question that one of my very good friends, Chandrasekhar Pandey, has asked. He teaches for IIT JEE. He's also, I think he has a YouTube channel he started some time back. He's asking is a common question for all of you guys, and I'd like your opinion very much on this because this is a very core concept. It's how do you deal with negativity, and is there a point at which you were like, okay, it does not matter to me, or does it matter to you even today? Like, what is the status like about that? I want to ask Preeti about this because I think a lot of like teachers are now thinking to be like Preeti. So I just want to ask.
Okay, yes, negativity. See, your first like is like, wow, somebody liked my video. First dislike, my goodness, what wrong have I done? So what was wrong in this video? It was very simple. There was nothing like you can give a dislike or give a bad comment. Yes. But coming to the negative comments, yes, there are two things. There are few people who actually give the reason why they are saying this. Like, for example, if my video is there and they will say, ma'am, this is the thing we feel is not right. In one of the video, I have done one, I wouldn't say it's a mistake, but that's how people see it. It's a mistake, but in the description, I have explained, but people don't have time to go through the description, why I have written that thing. So they blindly write it. Pehle khud to seekh lo. That will be the comment. I was like, okay, no problem. For such comments, what I do, I just delete it, ignore it. So the next time when I go there, I will not see that comment. And if there is a person who has given the reason, okay, or you can say the they have given reason, and like why they are feeling this is not right, I actually reply to each and every comment. I try as much as I can. So the negative part, how I deal is, if there is no reasoning and they are just blindly saying it's not good, okay, fine, you can't make everybody happy. And there will be few people who, out of, you can say, they feel they are better or they must be better, they feel okay, just she's not doing a good job, fine, that is okay with me, because I'm also learning, it's okay. And yes, the people who are little reasonable, I do reply to them, I thank them, okay, I look back, okay, if something can be done better. So those positive feedbacks along with those negative feedbacks, yes, negative I delete immediately, I don't go and read that again. So in this pandemic, in any case, you are at home, you will hear so many negative things, and the work which you are doing, hard work you are doing, there also, if you just keep looking at the negative things, you will not be able to do your work. So better just learn to ignore. You can't make everybody happy. And as compared to the negative comments, I get much more positive comments and emails where
sure.
Parents will say that, okay, I'm following this thing and my child has improved, that is the booster for me, I go for that, then the negative comments.
Do you think this is also actually one of the questions that's come from the attendees? I think maybe I understood the question a little differently, but I'll just tell you the way that I understood the question. Does it affect your personality when you become, do you feel like that when you've become more extrovert after you've recorded so many videos, or do you think that you handle negativity better even in person? Like there might be some parents, right, who are talking to you directly, and because you deal with some sort of this on a regular basis, you changed personality wise, do you feel a little bit of change?
Yes, Rohan, actually, it's not only about YouTube. When you become a teacher, your personality changes because you have to deal with children. I'm not sure how Naveen will take it, because maybe he's teaching, elder kids, and Shipra, I'm sure she can relate. But when you are with smaller kids, I'm talking about the age group of, 2.8 till 6.5, or maybe 7 and 8. You need to be really calm, you need to be really polite, and you need to be very patient. So when you start doing that, handling the negativity will become really easy. And that's what I've been doing. From the time I have become teacher, I become more calmer and patient. And, instead of being reactive, you listen to the person, try to think, okay, what is the idea behind it? Because there are parents who may not understand few things, why we are doing in school, how it has to be done. So they have different kind of thinking, but we have to acknowledge their thinking also, respect their views, and then tell your thing also. So that patience part comes. And yes, your personality changes. When I started YouTube channel, if you see my first 2-3 videos, I was not showing my face, I was really shy. But then I had to do a phonics video where I had to tell how to pronounce it, what is the action. So for that, I had to come in front of the camera, and it was like, I'm talking to myself. Have I gone crazy? So it was like funny. I'm just looking at the phone and I'm talking. What is it? So it was like funny initially, and I was like, I don't know how people will react. But those videos are working now because people are getting help from that, how to teach phonics to their children. So yes, now it is helping, but that time, yes. But if you see the progress from that time is like, yeah, I'm a little more comfortable when I'm recording the video. It's just that, as Naveen said, you need to have your pointers ready, your content ready, what you're going to speak, how you're going to speak. So those points, yes, I note down, I keep the diary in front of me and I do it. And yes, planning also has become part of, me after that you have to plan. You just can't go sit and do or say whatever you feel like. You have to plan properly. So 3 major things which I would say is like, I have, learned to plan. my things better, then little bit of comfortable with camera and talking to people. And the third thing will be like, I have learned a lot of editing and all that, so that also helps. And this thing actually helped me in school also, because when I started my channel, it was in August 2019, and after 7-8 months, this lockdown started and online classes. So whatever I had learned in my YouTube channel, I could use that for my school. I could, make an interactive, content for my children and send to them, so that they will not feel like, okay, how do I do it? So that has helped a lot in my, school teaching as well.
Okay. I guess that is it. Like, I've got most of the questions that I think I was receiving from teachers. I'd like to just take a moment, and we'll all give closing statements. We started this initiative, like the reason Shashwat reached out to Naveen, and I have been doing these things is because so a little bit of backstory about me. My mother was a teacher, and she would wake up like really early in the morning, and she would go 15-20 kilometers by bus to teach in a school. And right now she's the principal. I saw this industry for a very long time, and I felt the only place that the teacher was in her zone, relaxed and happy, was the staff room. So I felt because even at home there's like so much to do, and in staff room there would be just those little periods of time. So this is going to be an initiative in which I would like to have you guys again. Probably when you reach 1 million subscribers, and you'd be talking about how life has changed. Shipra would be a celebrity, big celebrity by then. I think at that point of time, we'll probably would be able to share a lot more things like that. Shipra, can we start with you? Just the last statement that you would want to leave teachers with.
Okay, so for teachers, I still, thank to my teachers, which they whatever they have taught me, and I'm still in touch with them. So teachers, what I feel is teachers are the, most important part of our lives. After parents, it's the teachers, with them kids are like so much influenced with. So what I would like to say is that just use that, it's not like if you are creating content, then only you are an influencer, right? You are an influencer even when you are a teacher. So just use that power and try to teach your kids as much good as you can. And regardless of what subject you are teaching, apart from that, also please try to, teach them how to behave, how to manners and everything, how to socialize. That's what I would say. Like whenever I'm ending my class, in each and every class, I always say, okay, this is it for today's class. Just keep smiling, drink a lot of water, and don't trouble your moms, right? So please use your powers to educate them in any manner. It's not like okay, मैं हिंदी पढ़ाती हूँ, तो I'm just gonna teach them Hindi. Just try to educate them as much as you can.
Great. So be a wholehearted educator, like.
Yes.
Preeti, something from you?
Yeah, in the end, I would say if teachers are planning to, start a YouTube channel, please go ahead. Please don't hesitate. Because as Naveen said, you already have a lot of content. Because you are a teacher, you are not in short of content at all. So go ahead with that. And just, based on my personal experience, I'm telling you, you will touch many lives and you will feel so proud of yourself. Because I get, comments and emails from India as well as outside the country, like, people from Nepal, then Pakistan, and Sri Lanka, and even UAE, Bahrain, and all that. So I do keep getting messages as well as emails. And when you see their child's progress, that actually makes me feel, wow, I'm doing really good thing, because if one child also improves because of my video, that is really good. So please don't think about the monetary part from the beginning. Don't aim for that. We are teacher, and our job is to touch people's life, improve them, and make them progress. So please go ahead with your YouTube channel. Please start today itself.
Naveen, something from you?
So, in addition to what Shipra and Viti said, so you all are teachers. If you want to start on YouTube, I would say just start. Obviously, you will face challenges. You will be, feeling motivated sometimes. Sometimes you will not have the right kind of energy. But like from my end, what I can do, I thought it when I came for this webinar that this is especially due to Rohan and Shashwat, that they are doing something great. So from my side, if any of the attendees want some kind of free advice, any of you can approach me anytime. You need to have the will. I can guide you. I will not charge anything. My only satisfaction would be that there is someone, and that someone is a teacher, and we are all because of our teachers. So in case any of the attendees want to grow and they are facing any challenges, they can reach out to me anytime. You can have my contacts from Rohan and Shashwat, and don't think that it's a promotion. It would be free from my end. And whatever my learnings, I'm not saying I know everything. Like how do I record, what tools I use, how do I do my SEO and all, how do I manage my time. This is all might be I will make few videos if I feel I can upload on my channel. That's for this launch event.
Yeah, you were just saying something and I forgot. I don't know how much effort I've been putting in is enough or not. I'd really like to call out Alekia. She's been the one who's been coordinating so much. It doesn't matter where she is, what time of the day it is, and she has been so she's the head of staff room. She's the one who's building this community. Me and Shashwat are mostly occupied with sort of building the app, but Alekia is the teacher herself, and now she's taken up this momentous task of helping all the teachers get to that point wherein they don't have to depend on the school, or they don't have to depend on anybody, and no matter where they're from, they can start something and be self-sufficient. So thank you, Alekia. This was awesome. Thank you, Shipra. Thank you, Preeti. Thank you, Naveen, for sparing so much of time. I ended up taking 1.5 hours of your life.
Thank you so much, everyone, and a special thanks to Alekia. She has been really supportive with me, to be honest.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks all. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so
And
much,
all the
everyone.
best to all the new teachers and
Yeah,
every
just
team.
go ahead and rock it.